All right, so our first topic. Since 1987, Tom Williams has worked with the Universal Recreation Group in many different capacities until finally reaching the role of chairman of the Universal Parks and Resorts. Earlier this week, Tom Williams announced that his time at the company will be coming to an end in March of 2022 when he begins his well-earned retirement. Taking his place will be Mark Woodbury, the current vice chairman of Universal Parks and Resorts, as well as the CEO of Universal Creative. NBC Universal CEO Jeff Shell had this to say about Woodbury. Mark has unique and essential insights into everything that makes Universal Parks and Resorts successful. Beyond his ability to create incredibly innovative guest experiences, he has tremendous experience with strategy, financials, stewardship of the Universal Parks brand, and so much more. He has also been a key part of planning the future of Universal Parks and Resorts. All of this makes him the perfect fit for this role. Although Tom Williams won't be fully stepping down until March 16th of 2022, Mark Woodbury will become the active chairman of Universal Parks and Resorts effective January 1st, 2022. So, Tricia, throwing this over to you first.
Yes.
What are your thoughts on the news of Tom Williams stepping down? Have you been too familiar with the work that he's done in the parks? And if so, if not, how does this affect your outlook on the future of Universal Parks and Resorts?
I don't know as much about him because I haven't worked as much with Universal. So, but I mean, you read interviews and everyone said that he made such an impact, and people seem to be pretty sad about it.
Yeah, it's definitely every time that there is a kind of like power shift in something that you care so much about. Yeah, it's definitely like you will feel the effects of it.
Yeah.
But Sean, what are your thoughts on this?
You know, it's so funny. I'll never forget the announcement of Epic Universe.
Yeah.
He literally made that announcement at the Orange County Convention Center. It was a really exciting, amazing day. It was wild. And it's crazy because I guess it's bizarre that he's not going to see that to fruition. I understand with like the pandemic and everything, it's been pushed back tremendously, all of the construction and development of that park and everything relating to it. So I understand, I think, going into that massive project, which would have been a pivotal part of his career.
Yeah.
I understand it's been delayed so tremendously and it's so unfortunate. But so it's wild, I guess, that he's not going to see the beginning of such a massive chapter for the Universal Parks. Because that is literally, I think they're going to be their largest theme park ever.
Yeah. That and the new Beijing park that just opened.
Opened. And, you know, he was a part of that, I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But with this park here, it's just wild he's not going to see that. And it's so crazy because he announced it. But and so I don't know. Obviously, I'm assuming it was his decision, and that's fine. And, you know, I don't know. It's all really interesting, I guess. But I'm happy for him.
Yeah, no, we definitely celebrate he said he had over a 50-year-long career in the theme park industry, and he's been at Universal since 1987. So he definitely has had a long season career and definitely deserves a great retirement. But yeah, what you were saying about Epic Universe, that was kind of like the first thing that like my mind went to as well, is, you know, and I think the first time that I really, like, you know, I knew of him, but the first time that I saw, like, oh, I guess he is actively involved in these projects was that announcement.
Yeah.
Because, you know, even, like, you know, I had worked at Universal for quite some time, and you've heard, like, we heard a lot of other people higher up in that food chain, but I never really paid too much attention to Tom Williams until that announcement. So I guess it is a little bittersweet. You know, his legacy is definitely in Epic Universe because that whole project has been spearhead under his leadership. But yeah, it is kind of, I guess, bittersweet that, you know, we will see it. It hasn't been delayed too long. The rumors are 2025 or so. Who knows?
Yeah.
Nothing official yet.
Yeah.
And one thing I have to add, because
Yes.
I'll never forget the day of that event when he actually made the announcement. You have to quote this one quote from him because it was so incredible.
Okay.
He said that a universe is bigger than a world. And I thought that was hilarious and also so powerful.
Like shots fired a little bit.
So I don't know. But I'm excited for him. Whatever, I'm assuming this is a exciting, rejoiceful time for him to, look back at his long career with the company and to now transition into, this next chapter of his life. So I'm happy for him.
Yeah. And I mean, under his leadership though, specifically, Universal went from like the tram tour guys in Hollywood to like a industry leader for the theme park industry. Like, I mean, just a few days ago, they got awards for their newest attractions in Beijing and also Secret Life of Pets, and a bunch of the Super Nintendo World stuff got quite a bit of awards too. I'm sorry, I'm blanking on specifics on that, but like Universal just saw a bunch of awards for their efforts in just the past few years. And so under Tom Williams' leadership, Universal has literally gone from someone who had almost no foot in the race to now someone that, like, a company that Disney is competing with head on, and they're neck for neck up there. And so that's just not an easy thing to achieve. And under his leadership, they did that.
Yeah.
What gets me excited about the future, though, is that they say the person who's stepping up is Mark Woodbury. And the fact that he's not just like the vice chairman, which obviously makes him the obvious choice because vice chairman to chairman, like, it makes sense. Yeah. But that's not his only role. He's also the CEO of Universal Creative. Like, Universal Creative is the Imagineering for Universal. So this guy is in it when it comes to the creative development for these parks. It's not like they're just promoting like a CE, like someone who's been on the board and knows the finances of the parks and like a money guy. Like, this guy is actively involved in the current projects. Like, he has his hands full with Beijing, and which has turned out to be an amazing park. And he has his hands full with Epic Universe. Like, these are the projects that he's been working on as the leadership of Universal Creative. And I think that he is, just based off of the work that he's done in the past, he seems like not just a good fit, but like really the perfect fit for the Universal parks. And I think that the future looks really bright with him, because hopefully the fact that he's been a part of creative so much in the past, hopefully those projects and that vision that Universal's been so strong with pushing the industry forward, I feel like hopefully that will continue over with this new leadership. So I think honestly the only thing we can do is applaud Tom Williams and say thank you for everything he's done. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I'm very excited to see what the future looks like.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anything else you guys would like to add to that?
No, we're not going to be Back to the Future anymore. We're going to look forward. I'm excited for all that's to come with just the Harry Potter aspects. Yeah. Everything that's come with Hogsmeade, and then of course with, oh my gosh, Diagon Alley. Yes. Thank you so much. And it's of course obviously probably more than likely going to extend into Epic Universe. I don't know. That was such an exciting acquisition that they were able to make as far as obtaining the rights for the parks. Yes. And it's been so, almost like revolutionary.
Yeah.
In so many regards. So I don't know. I'm excited to see what's to come, and I'm excited for the future. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yes. Of course.